Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's KADIWORLDTV, and today I want to talk about the Michael movie that recently just dropped. So this movie has caused a lot of internet discourse. People either love the film, they hate it, they felt like something was missing, or it's hate propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bunch of opinions on the internet as critics trash in the movie. Honestly, I feel like it's unnecessary criticism. I went to go see the movie for myself. I let the hype die down. I went to go see it in IMAX, and I was watching the movies. I had my thoughts, and I was just like, you know what? This movie is very overhated. And I hate to be this person. I think it's all hate propaganda. Like, the movie is not that bad. They just slandering because of the allegations. It's fun to pick on Michael Jackson for some fucking reason. Like, I find that so corny, but you know what I'm saying? It's also rage bait too. I feel like the movie is overhated, but it also do have flaws, but it's not a bad movie. So I saw the film 2 days ago and I end up liking it, loving it actually. And, you know, I sat down a couple of days, I thought about it, and I gathered some thoughts. Before we get into this, I want to warn you that this is a spoiler review. I will be snitching in this video. I'm telling everything about the film. So if you haven't seen it, click off, then come back once you've seen it. Or if you don't care about the movie, you just want to hear my opinion, that's cool too. So I got negatives, I got positives, I got nitpicks, and I got a conclusion. I'm going to get the negatives out the way real quick. Now, the first one is the first act was too fucking fast. Like, it didn't give you a chance to breathe. Like, first of all, I felt like they were trying to do a speed run of Michael Jackson's life the entire movie, but I literally just want to focus on the first act. Like, the first act, it literally does not give you time to digest. We see him getting abused at home. We see him with the Jackson 5. We see Michael like reading the Neverland book, which is cool, but it just moves too fast. Like, I swear to God, I feel like that first act was 15 minutes, bro. That's not enough, bro. I feel like the film was trying to set up like, okay, Michael Jackson is breaking off into being a solo artist, but I feel like that 15 minutes, it did focus on the pivotal moment in his life in the Jackson 5, but the movie didn't show us like, oh yeah, this is what made him decide like, okay, I want to break out. It didn't give us enough time to grow. And then there wasn't enough chemistry between the brothers. I felt like that was odd now that I think about that. The first act was just too fucking fast. Like, bro, y'all not playing Grand Theft Auto. This dark Viper ass movie, man. Like, come on, man. So that's my first problem with the film. My second negative is Nia Long's portrayal of Katherine Jackson. Look, Nia Long, I love you, baby, but you didn't put in your best work. And I'm gonna give you some grace because most of your scenes probably got cut out. Like, I heard a lot of shit got cut out because of allegations. You know, some people couldn't even be in this movie, and I'm gonna get into that in a second, but you barely had screen time. Like, I literally think you had like 5 minutes of screen time. And I ain't gonna lie, like, out of those 5 minutes, you literally had like 2 minutes where you did shine, like when you stepped up to Joe and you was talking to Michael, but for the most part, you didn't really do anything. And I'm gonna also give you some more grace because Katherine Jackson is also like a background character by default. Like, we even see this in The American Dream, but it was a lot of Angela Bassett scenes, so I don't know. It wasn't enough of you, so I can't really talk about your performance as like top tier. It's like mid, but I love you. No offense, you're my favorites. You should know this already. My third negative is Joe Jackson. Wait, he is actually in the negative and the positive. Like, Coleman Domingo is one of the best actors of this generation. Like, he's the GOAT. I feel like when he played Joe Jackson, there was no redeeming qualities. And I know what you're thinking. He's an asshole. Like, Joe Jackson's abusive. He's controlling. He's a cheater. You're right. But also, he did have like some moments where he wasn't a shitty person. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like every scene of Joe Jackson in this film, he's a shitty person. Like, there's no redemption. I forgot dude's name. I think it's Lawrence something. He played Joe Jackson like a few decades ago, and he absolutely fucking destroyed that role. He had his moments where he was funny, abusive. And it was scenes where it seemed like he was an okay dad. Like, you know, he was always giving his sons a motivational prep talk. It was none of that shit in here. It was just straight verbal and physical abuse. I'm just like, nah, bro. And also, I'm gonna give Coleman Domingo grace too, because like, I blame the writer on this. I just find it so corny that yes, he's the villain of the film, but it didn't give us like moments where it's like, okay, we understand like his motivations. And it's just like every scene, he's a shitty person. Like the hospital scene, he's a shitty person. When he forced him to do the Pepsi commercial, that was very fucking shitty. There's like literally no parts where it's just like, okay, Joe Jackson might be okay, but nah, literally every scene he's a fucking villain. I'm just like, this is cartoon as hell. You know what I'm saying? Cartoon ass villain. That's the third one. Now, my fourth negative, and my friend pointed this out for me. The movie felt too safe. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, it was almost like they was trying to portray Michael Jackson as like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of funny saying that out loud. And yeah, he is like the most famous human being ever. Like I'm willing to die on that hill. Like there will never be another Michael Jackson. Like I hate when bitch ass niggas say, "Oh, what's the generation's Michael Jackson?" Nigga, Michael Jackson. Like you can't measure up to this man. You know what I'm saying? But I still had a problem with that because it's just like every celebrity is gonna get hated, bro. There was no scenes where MJ was getting hated or asked any questions. You know what I'm saying? No paparazzi in a bad way. So I'm just like, yeah, y'all making him seem like he's God, basically. And that kind of got annoying. And then on top of that, it's just like he really didn't have no obstacles. Now, I will say this. He was already known because he was part of Jackson 5, but him trying to break out and be a solo artist, they made it seem like it was so fucking easy. And I'm just like, nigga, what? Like, you mean to tell me he had no obstacle? And then when it was an obstacle, it seemed like it was easy for him to get over it. So I'm just like, okay, that's bullshit. Y'all lying. But I get it. You don't want the movie to be too realistic because you'll be taking the fun out. So now the fifth one, right? I really can't stand this one. The movie at times felt like it was just a montage. Like how I mentioned with the first act, that first act literally just felt like a montage. And you know what I'm saying? Kind of like a short film, but like quick music, you know, videos and shit. I'm just like, slow the fuck down. I didn't pay $15 for one long ass music video. The fuck, I'm not trying to watch Belly. Like I want a film. We need to process this shit. So that was another problem I had. And I saved the best for last. This one really pisses me off. There was no third act. And I get it. I'm aware of the legal action, but let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck. Y'all niggas could have literally did anything. Like, bro, literally the third act was him on the Victory Tour. He performed Human Nature. And then he acknowledged that he was leaving the Jackson 5. That's their last tour. And then it jumps to the Bad era. He performs Bad and then the movie just ends. I'm just like, what the fuck? Y'all literally could have added of him, like the process of him making Bad, like how we saw what he did with Thriller in the movie. We could have seen that, him recovering from the accident, him taking the pills. I don't care, bro. Y'all literally could have cooked up something and it's just like y'all literally just ended the movie. The third act is literally you going to a restaurant, right? And you get a full course meal and you enjoying every single bite of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the best meal you had in years. And the way to come out of nowhere and say, "Hey, sir, are you enjoying the meal?" And your ass is like, "Yeah." And he just decks you on your shit, spit on you, take the food and throw it in the trash can, and he get like 3 goons to fucking jump you and toss you out the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's literally how it felt. It's just like you literally took us on this ride. It's a roller coaster ride, right? You know what I'm saying? And as soon as we about to drop, it just stops and explodes. We all fucking die. Like that's exactly how the third act felt. And I'm just like, bro, are you fucking serious, bro? And then like I could tell everybody was disappointed because like the whole crowd was interacting with the movie. Like when it was funny scenes, people was laughing. When there was some drama, everybody was like, ooh. When they saw Bubbles, we was like, oh. But as soon as the movie ended, niggas just got up and left. Like they didn't just watch a whole 2-hour fucking movie, bro. Like niggas didn't even stay to like dance. I did shit. I'm getting the full experience. You know what I'm saying? But people was disappointed and I understand why. That's all I have for the negatives. Let me go ahead for the nitpicks. And let me tell you something about the nitpicks. The nitpicks don't ruin the overall, experience with the movie. It's just some personal shit I thought about and I was like, that's fucked up, but it's okay. So the first one is Quincy Jones barely has screen time. And it's just like the fact that he was like the one behind, Off the Wall and shit like that. He was like one of the main producers and he didn't even stick around. He literally had 3 minutes of screen time. I'm just like, are you serious, bro? But it's okay. It didn't ruin the film. Another nitpick is no Janet Jackson. And I understand. That's why I'm not really mad at it. She didn't want anything to do with the movie. She really loved her brother and she probably wasn't a fan of how the movie turned out. And I'm not surprised by that. So that didn't ruin the film. What almost ruined the film for me, but they didn't, really talk about the Bad era or the Wiz. And I'm gonna get into that Wiz shit in a minute. It was no Diana Ross. Like they didn't even mention her. I'm just like, you serious? Integral part of Michael Jackson's life, and they didn't mention her, but it's because of legal shit, of course. And yeah, no mention of the Wiz. They didn't even have any Easter egg at all. So I'm guessing like since it's tied to Diana Ross, they didn't want to put in there at all. And I'm just like, okay, I guess. And now the last one, the Jackson 5 barely had screen time. And why it didn't bother me is because like the film is not about them. Like we already had a miniseries, back in '92. So we didn't really need that, but they could have gave them just a little bit more screen time. Like they barely interacted. The Jackson 5 literally had 5 minutes of screen time. Just like, okay, but it didn't bother. All right, and now we get into the holy grails of the movie, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, I got so much good shit to say about this movie, although I kind of just dog walked it for the first, I want to say like 5 to 10 minutes. I talk too much. I have a lot to say about this movie. The cinematography of this movie is incredible. Like every shot's like, first of all, like I love the fact that this movie has film grain, and I'm gonna get into the editing too, so I'm gonna actually hold off on the film grain part. But the way that the camera like moves in certain scenes. One of the scenes in the first act when the Jacksons all eating, and then it's another scene in the second act where Michael Jackson is at the like record label table, and then the Thriller shots, like the fact that they was able to match that up almost perfect. I like that. Tracking scenes of everybody, what I'm saying, the B-roll, like if it's people outside or it's like background. I love it, bro. The shots are amazing. A standout for me is probably like the Beat It music video rehearsal scene. Like I love the shots in that. Oh, and the Billie Jean live performance, bro. Like especially if you compare that shit online, like if you watch the movie and then look up the actual performance, I ain't got to say it. Another positive is the editing. First of all, bro, I really want to hug the editor because like they didn't do that dookie ass Netflix color scheme that niggas been doing since Civil War came out, the Marvel movie. Like movies has been looking real lifeless, and I blame Civil War for it, and I blame Netflix. Like I really hate these muted colors in films nowadays, and it's just like I hate it so much. Please stop doing that shit. Like give us some blue or some orange or some yellow. I think this movie had like almost every color, but the main color was like a yellowish, goldish, orange, like just like the poster and shit. So I really appreciate him for that. The way he stitched certain scenes together, especially the Thriller scene, that was great. I think on the Billie Jean live performance, when he had spun his shoe, like the camera like bounced, like panned out. You know what I'm saying? It was like a transition. I was just like, bro, I really fucking love the editor. Please hire for the second movie. The CGI with bubbles. I can't think off the top of my head because I wasn't really worried about the CGI. I was really worried about, the story and the way it looks. But the CGI, based off what I can remember, looks great. So that's a plus. Another positive is Jafar Jackson. In some parts of this movie, I literally forgot that I'm watching a movie. Like I literally thought I was watching Michael Jackson. Like the nigga sound just like him. He walked just like him. And he even acted like Michael Jackson. Like, because Michael Jackson had like this innocent soul type vibe. It's so hard to explain. Jafar really like portrayed that perfectly. And I'm just like, damn, I forgot this is his nephew. You know what I'm saying? So he really did great. And there's a lot of bitch ass niggas complaining, talking about some, oh, he don't dance just like him. He don't really look like him. Shut up. That doesn't ruin the film because it is certain scenes where he do look stiff, but it don't really bother me. But the fact that he know how to like mimic the dance like 95% of the time, and he walked just like Michael Jackson, talked just like him, I'm just like, okay, this is great. Thank you. He really did great. And the movie did bomb, but well, not box office, of course, but like with critics. But he can still get an Oscar for that, and I'm gonna get into that with my conclusion. I should have saved this next one for last, but the second act is incredible, bro. Like I know I did complain about the first act and the third act, but literally the second act had me like invested the whole time, bro. Like I was so invested, I didn't even drink or eat. I didn't want to hear myself chew on shit. Like literally, bro, that's how great the second act is. And then what was great about the second act is like the acting from everybody. Like watching him create Thriller in real time was just great. The Billie Jean performance, although I really hate the Pepsi scene, but that was another plus. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they was able to like capture that. You know, so I feel like they did that better than the miniseries, because I ain't gonna lie, I laughed in the miniseries. He was like, my head, my head. I'm just like, what the fuck, boy? Like, I don't know. He just made it funny for me, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, the person who did play Michael Jackson, I couldn't really take him serious. His ass looked like Liu Kang. No shout out to him, but he just made me laugh sometimes. I'm just like, yeah. I remember everything that happened. Also, the Beat It rehearsal, how the fuck I forget about that? We seen the moonwalk with the Billie Jean. It's just great, bro. Like, I love the second act. And the tension between the family, bubbles. It's a lot I can say about the second act. Thank you. Another positive about this movie, and this is big for me, this movie was not afraid to show Michael's innocence. Saying meaning like with the Neverland book, with him having like the giraffe and the llama and Bubbles, stuffed animals in his room. He was real like cool and sweet. Like they weren't afraid to show that. And then like that made me feel good because I can relate to that. Like if you go in my room back in Chicago, like you'll see like posters everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Blankets, Dragon Ball Z and Spider-Man and shit. Like, I'm not afraid to show who I am. And Michael wasn't afraid to show who he was, bro. He didn't care about being judged. That's what I should have said about instead of saying showing his innocence, but it's okay. I was able to like tell what I was trying to say. The film inspired me too, is because like the movie literally tells you like, hey, this is Michael Jackson and he wasn't afraid to be who he is. And I feel like in today's age, especially my generation, Gen Z, it's a lot of us, not me, of course, fuck no, but it's a lot of us that's afraid to like express who we are as a person. Oh shit, I did not show my Taurus necklace, nigga. Like my motherfucking birthday just passed. Hey, happy birthday if you're a Taurus. Let me look in this mirror real quick because I don't wanna, you feel me, mess it up. But yeah, Taurus gang. Yeah, man, like my generation is afraid to like show ourselves. And I think it's because of like childhood trauma. Like a bunch of us had like a bunch of fucked up childhoods, but so did Michael Jackson. It goes to show my point. It's like, don't be afraid of who you are, even if it get tough. Who cares if people laugh at you? Like it'd be plenty of people laughing at me, but they always be keeping up with me. So it's just like, who cares? Just be yourself. And that movie inspired me to like keep going because sometimes I'd be like, man, fuck it, let me do it. No, nah. So my next point is I kind of said it with the previous point is like the movie was very inspirational. Like it was times where like you can kind of see Michael Jackson like doubting himself just a little bit. And there's also a scene, it's two scenes actually that stuck out to me. First scene was him just being goofy in the studio, you know, trying to make Thriller. And then he turned on the TV and he sees the gang violence news thing. He was just having a great time, but then he had to be reminded of how fucked up the world is. And I was like, damn, I can relate to that. But instead of him, you know, letting that defeat him, he goes to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? He links up the Bloods and the Crips and makes an iconic video. So yeah, that was great. Another scene that stuck out to me is after the Pepsi commercial, like you see him with the fucked up scout, but he's still like, hey, this is my path. I'm still gonna do what I gotta do. I can't give up. You know what I'm saying? We see him in the hospital talking to other patients that's messed up. So that was pretty cool to see. Like the movie is very inspirational. All the cards were stacked against him, but he had a goal and he did everything in his power to achieve it. So that was very inspirational. And to see him get up after getting burned like that, like he had nerve damage, he had to take pills and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that we was able to get so many good albums after the fact and great live performances, like yeah, please don't compare nobody to fucking Michael Jackson ever again after watching this video. I don't want to see these tweets. Like, much as I love Chris Brown, please don't fucking do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't compare Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. Don't compare fucking Kanye to Michael Jackson. And please don't say Drake. For the most part, yeah, it was great. It was very inspirational. Now, I'm going to get into the next point. I'm really not going to spend too much time on this point, but I really like seeing this throughout the movie. But the relationship between Michael and Bill Bray, like every scene they had together was just great, bro. Especially like the hospital scene, the toy scene. I really liked seeing their relationship. That even goes to the point of like home. You know, everything starts at home. To see him having fun with his bodyguard, you know, acting like a kid, all goofy, and Bill Bray didn't judge him for it. It was just so great to see. So that was another plus for me. And now I told you I was gonna put Joe Jackson and the positives and the negatives. Now, with the positives about Joe Jackson, Coleman Domingo really brought it. Like a lot of people was getting mad because he moved his mouth a certain way. He was leaning a certain way, but that's literally how Joe Jackson like talked in real life, and that's how he moved. He had his mannerisms down packed. That was great. And the verbal abuse, like every scene where he's talking shit, like you think that's Joe Jackson for real. So like every scene, like we kind of have like this fear for Michael. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, what is he gonna do next? What is he gonna say next? You know what I'm saying? And Coleman Domingo really brought that to life. Like I said, I know in the negatives, I said something about him, but that's not his fault. That's the writer's fault. But he really did shine, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the mannerism. So he did a great job with that. Another positive, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, is when he was signing like autographs, interacting with his fans, going to the hospitals and shit. That was amazing to see. And this is obvious, but the music is another thing. But the way it was used, like if you've seen the movie, right? I don't know if you noticed, but Wanna Be Starting Something is like the main component of the film. Like that's like the background music and like almost, I don't want to say every scene, but like I'll say like every 15 minutes you'll hear it. You know, it'll be slowed down or it'll be pitched down or it'll be sped up or it'll be normal pitched. And I'm just like, I really like the fact that they use that song in particular since he is starting to branch off into his own like solo career. So it was just great to see. That was a cute little detail that I noticed. And my last positive is the Prince Easter egg when he's in the pool. He said, I got to act on these ideas or God will give it to Prince. I like how they did their own spin on it. And wait, I lied. I do have another positive, the fucking costume design. Like the different noses that we see on Michael Jackson, the nose we see on Joe Jackson, the outfits, and I think Lady Gaga had like her own collection or some shit, and she let them use it for free, as long as she get to be on set. The makeup was great. I think I already said that, especially like in Thriller. Set design was great. I know they used the real homes, but I also want to talk about the set design. They did a great job. The production design was great. 10 out of 10 when it comes to production, set, and costume design. Y'all killed that shit. I'm not gonna lie. And sound design. So yeah, in conclusion, this is a decent film, man. Like, I feel like everybody should watch it, especially if you grew up with Michael Jackson or you at least know about him. The movie does have its flaws where it doesn't show everything, but I feel like it's still worth seeing at the movie theater. The movie has flaws, like I said, but it doesn't outweigh the good, because the goods save this movie, man, and it just makes you forget about the flaws sometimes. I feel like this movie deserves to be nominated in 3 categories, which is Best Actor, Costume Design, and Production Design. And this is just my opinion, because we do have more movies, and I feel like those movies also have a chance of winning some of these, so we don't know. But just of right now, since we're early in the year, I feel like this movie deserves to be nominated at least. I need a longer first act. I need at least 15 minutes in that first act. And I need y'all to figure something out with that third act. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we really need a director's cut, man. And I know y'all can't legally show some of this shit, but I don't know, man. Try to work something out, bro. Do it for the fans. Like, I even DM'd Antoine Fuqua. I think I mess up his name every time. I don't know if y'all need to tag him under this video or show him this video, but please give us a director's cut, man. Like, I feel like the fans should have it, man, just to treasure Mike's legacy even more. Like, I'm willing to pay money for this shit, actually. Yeah, that's all I got to say about the movie. I give it a strong 7 out of 10. It was originally 7.5. The fact that we didn't get no third act, that really pissed me off. The movie wasn't too bad. People is overhating this film, and like I said, it's hate propaganda because of all the allegations and shit. But yeah, still a good watch. I'm ready for part 2. I will be seated in theaters. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm out, bruh.